Welcome back everybody to another new Comic Book Day Wednesday. Today we're going to be getting our new Comic Book Day haul from Casablanca Comics. About to leave the house. It's November 12th, new Comic Book Day. You guys know every Wednesday I'm bringing you a new Comic Book Day video. Other topics in this video besides the new Comic Book Day haul include a graphic novel haul as well. And then we're doing comic book reviews for everything that came out last week, new Comic Book Day. So yeah, stay tuned. Use the chapters down below. But yeah, let's go leave the house and go get our new Comic Book Day haul. I've got the comic book haul, as you guys can see. I just got out of Casablanca Comics. They always got the hookups. Let's get into it, starting off with my pick of the week. Close second between We're Taking Everyone Down With Us, issue number 5, concluding this awesome series with Matthew Rosenberg writing, Landini on the art. Really cool spy thriller, sort of sci-fi world that they built here. So that's got to be my pick of the week, or it's Batman Dark Patterns, issue number 12. Concluding this awesome Batman series. I've long said that this is my favorite Batman book on stands. Hayden Sherman on the art, Dan Waters writing it, a back to basic detective Batman sort of story. So this one's been awesome too, from IDW. Beneath the Trees Nobody Sees, Rite of Spring, issue number 4. This is an awesome series from Patrick Horvath. It's the second volume, so you're gonna wanna make sure to read the first volume first, but just continuing this awesome series. Really great anthropomorphic horror story here. Nothing like it on stands. From Image Comics, we have Die Loaded, issue number 1. Die is not a series that I've read just yet. On my monthly TBR for the month of November, I'm planning on reading Die, so at some point we'll read Die this month, and then we'll continue with Die Loaded, Kieran Gillen and Stephanie Hans, I believe. We've also got Fantastic Four, issue number 5, continuing this Ryan North run. Really glad that I jumped on when I did with this new volume. I think it's really, really great. Sci-fi, Marvel, just fun, man. So really cool with Fantastic Four, issue number 5. The Power Fantasy, my favorite Image comic book on stands. It's really ramping up, dude. The revelations in the last couple of issues, the twists have been crazy. So Power Fantasy number 13, continuing this awesome Image comic series. If you aren't reading it, you got it, man. Kieran Gillen writing it, but Casper Wingard on the art. It's really, really incredible stuff. Superman, the Kryptonite Spectrum, issue number 5. I think this concludes, this is book number 4. This concludes, I think, the Superman, this Black Label Superman series. Been really fun from the creators of Ice Cream Man. Not my favorite, like, of all time, but I think it's pretty solid. Transformers number 26, issue number 2 of Robert Kirkman and Dan Mora taking over the Transformers title. I thought their first issue was really good of this creative team, so looking to continue it. We also have Ultimate Wolverine, issue number 11. I think this is a pretty strong series in the Ultimate Universe. Nothing like super, super crazy, but I think it's really strong with Capuccio on the art. And then you got, Chris Condon. He's just a writer that's been killing it. So Ultimate Wolverine. We have Gotham by Gaslight, A League for Justice, issue number 5. I keep saying I'm going to drop it. At this point, I might just collect the entire single issues for that series. I'm not sure. Then we have Batman Hush, Hush 2. Not going to talk about that one at all. And then we have Superman, The Adventures of Superman, number 463. I think this is the 5th time that Superman and the Flash have raced. I think this is Wally West though, man. So I like the cover on this one. Thought I'd pick it up when I saw it. It was near the checkout section, you know what I mean? So that's how they get you. But that's the new Comic Book Day haul. Really excellent stuff. We got some really good indies. We got some really good stuff from Image Comics and from DC Comics as well, dude. So that's what we got. New Comic Book Day, November 12th. Let me know down in the comments what you're picking up, what your pick of the week is. Definitely stay tuned for the rest of the comic book topics. We've got a graphic novel haul coming up and then some comic book reviews after that. But yeah. Today we're also doing a graphic novel haul. As you guys can see, we got some Image hardcover deluxe editions, and then we got some stuff that some publishers sent me, dude. So we're gonna go through, I'll show you everything in this haul, and then we're gonna open everything up, flip through, and show you guys examples of the art, man. But let's start off with some Image deluxe edition hardcovers, dude. So we have Little Monsters, Jeff Lemire, Dustin Nguyen. Always love when this duo collabs. They're probably one of my favorite duos in the comic book game. If you're not familiar with this story, it's all about these kids who turn into vampires in a post-apocalyptic sort of world. So if that sounds interesting to you, we'll open it up and flip through, show you guys some of the art here in a second. We also have Extremity, dude. Danny Warren Johnson, Mike Spicer on the colors. Not necessarily my favorite, Danny Warren Johnson story of all time. I still think it's really good. It's still worth reading, and I'm excited to upgrade from my trade paperbacks into the hardcover Image Deluxe Edition. Last but not least, for the Image Deluxe Edition hardcovers, we have Firepower, Robert Kirkman, Chris Samney. This is Deluxe Edition, volume number 2. Still a series I haven't read yet, but now I have the entire thing, I believe. Gotta read this series sometime soon. Chris Samney on the art, Robert Kirkman, the legend as always. But yeah, those are the first 3 Image deluxe editions that I got for you guys. One of my favorite comic book formats, probably the favorite comic book format. And yeah, let's go through the rest of the haul. We got King Sorrow, the latest novel from Joe Hill. As you guys can see, you got this nice hardcover. This was sent to me straight from the publishers, man. They actually sent me the advanced reader's copy a couple months ago. Didn't get a chance to read it before the official version came out, but we have it here. King Sorrow, nice hardcover Joe Hill novel. Next year, one of my reading goals is to read more Stephen King, read more Joe Hill. Obviously, Joe Hill is his son. Couple more things here. We have Mr. Ballin Presents Where Nightmares Live. This is from 10 Speed Graphic, which is an imprint of 10 Speed Press. And I guess Mr. Ballin is a YouTube podcast sort of guy who does a lot of, unexplained, some dark, strange, mysterious stories. So he's one of those kind of content creators, and he put together a little book with a bunch of short stories, dude. So always a fan of, anthology stories, and I think that this sounds like a pretty cool project. So Mr. Ballin Presents Where Nightmares Live, the graphic stories. And then the comic book history of the cocktail. This is pretty interesting. It's from the same imprint. We have 10 Speed Graphic, an imprint of 10 Speed Press. And this goes through the history of the cocktail. And I'll show you guys a little bit more of the art, but just to give you guys a little bit of a taste. I think it's got a really cool style. And yeah, I think it's a really interesting sort of project. So when they said, hey, could we send this to you? I thought it was really cool, man. So yeah, we'll get through. I'll show you guys a little bit more of that and just give you guys a little bit more details. But last but not least, we've got Superman Birthright, the deluxe edition. As you guys can see though, this is a soft cover deluxe edition. So if you subscribe to DC Universe Infinite, the app where you can read DC Comics, they send you once a year, they send you deluxe editions where you can choose. And these are some of them that I've gotten from past years. So we have The Death of Superman that I've gotten recently, last year. And then the year before that, I believe it was the Batman Who Laughs deluxe edition. So the one for this year, Superman Birthright. And just to give you guys a little bit of a comparison, as you can see, slightly bigger than a trade paperback, just slightly. So it's kind of a weird, like deluxe edition, but it's soft cover. DC never really does that, but it's through this DC Universe Infinite app. So yeah, Superman Birthright in part of this haul here. And yeah, so that's the haul. Let's open everything up, stretch some of the spines, and I'll show you guys some of the art, what you can expect if you decide to purchase any of these. We'll start with that Superman Birthright, just because it's right here on the top. Classic story, obviously, from Mark Waid, Lionel Francis Yu. One of my favorite Superman stories of all time. I've talked about the story on the channel quite often, but it's a classic. You got to check it out and read it. Really excited to have it in this kind of a weird oddball format, even though I already have the actual for real hardcover deluxe edition. Now I've got this sort of weirdo soft cover deluxe edition as well. So yeah, definitely check out Superman Birthright if you haven't already. All right, let's take a look at Little Monsters, dude. So like I was saying, it's a zombie. It's not a zombie story. It's a vampire story. All these little kids have turned into vampires, and they live in sort of a post-apocalyptic sort of world. It takes place in the future. And yeah, I'm loving the art style from Dustin Nguyen. This is a series that I was collecting in single issues. Focus on kids from Jeff Lemire always. Always pretty strong. You know, this is going to be an emotional story. I think that Jeff Lemire has great, he writes kids really well. Kids that speak like kids. It's kind of a hard skill to do. Dustin Nguyen on the art, of course. Little Monsters, definitely check it out. I like that black and white with the little hints of red. A really cool art style there. Let's take a look at Firepower from Robert Kirkman, Chris Samney. This is deluxe edition number 2, the second half of the Firepower story. This is a series I got to check out, man, because I'm a huge fan of Chris Samney in the series Batman and Robin Year 1, for example. Also with Mark Waid. They're just killing on that series, man. So as that series comes to an end, I really got to read some more Chris Samney stuff. And yeah, this one has a focus on martial arts, the focus on like Asian mythology. I think it's super cool, man. So you're gonna have to give this a read some point very soon. Firepower, Robert Kirkman, Chris Samney. And then last but not least, Extremity, a Daniel Warren Johnson classic. Like I was saying though, not my favorite story of his. I think mainly just the way that it ended. But the journey itself is really cool. Definitely check out this series. Mike Spicer on the coloring. It takes place way in the future. The rest of the survivors are split up into these clans that are floating on these rocks, like floating on these islands. and they're all just going to war with each other. It's a revenge tale. I don't want to spoil too much here, but definitely check it out. If you're into Daniel Warren Johnson, you might have already read this, but really happy to have it upgraded in this deluxe edition format. Let's take a look at the comic book history of the cocktail from David Wondrich, illustrated by Dean Kotz. So yeah, like I was saying, just the history of the cocktail, a little anthology sort of story, you know, going through, as we can see, like the pink gin, the improved Holland gin cocktail. We got just all the sort of historical important cocktails throughout history. We have the sherry cobbler, a lot of stuff that, you know, they were drinking back in the day, dude. So I thought this was a really cool project. I said yes when they decided to send it to me. And yeah, I'll have to go through it someday and learn up on some history of some of the cocktails, dude. So the comic book history of the cocktail. Well, let's take a look at the Mr. Ballin Presents Where Nightmares Live. I thought this had a pretty cool art style all throughout. And I'm a big fan of anthology horror stories. A lot of, you know, very popular in the comic book sort of world. But yeah, I really like this sort of painted art style. I'm typically a fan of that when I see it in other titles. And yeah, Mr. Ballin Presents Where Nightmares Live, a collection of short horror stories. So if you're interested in that, make sure you check out from 10 Speed, you know, 10 Speed Graphic, an imprint of 10 Speed Press, dude. So yeah, shout out to them for sending those my way. Not gonna show you the Joe Hill book. It's got words in it, guys, all right? No pictures. Extremity. We got the Firepower and the Little Monsters. Those are the Image Deluxe editions in this haul. My favorite format of all time, dude. Really cool stuff there. We've got the Joe Hill book, King Sorrow. Shout out to them for sending that my way. We've got Mr. Ballin Presents Where Nightmares Live, hardcover. We've got the comic book history of the cocktail, hardcover. And then, of course, we got the Superman Birthright, the soft cover deluxe edition. That's all I have for today in today's graphic novel haul. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Thank you guys for watching, and let's do some comic book reviews next. What we've got here are your weekly comic book reviews. Just some stuff that I read last week, New Comic Book Day, that I want to talk about. Usually I'd be doing these reviews live with you guys, the audience, on Mondays around 4 p.m. for New Comic Book Weekly. I didn't get around to it this week, so we're going to be doing it for the New Comic Book Day video, man. But let's start off with Night Fight number 1. This is kind of what Batman's been up to after the events of DCKO. He's not actually dead, and he's in kind of this weird alternate world where Dick Grayson is the new Batman. And he's kind of running things with a group of Robins that he's trained. And so it seems like Dick Grayson Batman, this version of Dick Grayson Batman, and our Batman from main continuity, they're going to be fighting it out. Seeing what the heck's going on in this alternate universe world where it seems like it's a little bit darker, and maybe Batman went a little crazy or something, man. So we'll have to see what's going on with that. Night Fight number 2, but I thought issue number 1 was great. And DCK overall, I'm thinking it's a really fun event, man. I'm having a lot of fun with it. So yeah, jump in with DCKO Night Fight to see what Batman's been up to. Thought it was pretty good. Staying on the Batman train, dude, we got Batman number 3. I thought this was a really good issue as well. Maybe not as good as issue number 1 or issue number 2, but I'm still along for the ride on this Matt Fraction Batman journey. The city itself is going through a little bit of an upheaval as Vandal Savage, we know he's the new police commissioner. He's trying to frame Batman for hurting a bunch of police officers. So Batman's got to go and sort of, you know, look into the conspiracy of it all, why Vandal Savage is trying to set him up. There's obviously this weird thing going on with Edward Nygma, the Riddler, as well, as we see this compassionate moment, similar to the compassionate moment that we saw with Batman and Killer Croc in issue number 1. Batman's just looking to help out some of the rogues in his rogues gallery, right? You know, maybe Edward Nygma is just going through a tough time or something. But I love this, you know, the new tech that we're seeing in this Batman run from Matt Fraction, Jorge Jimenez, this like stealth suit that goes all invisible. It's really cool, man. So I'm loving this Batman run throughout so far. But yeah, Batman number 3, great stuff there from Matt Fraction, Jorge Jimenez, the rest of the team. Let's talk about Absolute Superman issue number 13. Continues to be such an awesome Absolute Universe title as we see the Battle of Smallville. So the Lazarus Corporation is getting all up in Smallville's grill, trying to boss them around, but the people aren't having it. They're trying to fight back as well with the help of Kal-El Superman. We get Jimmy Olsen and Lois Lane. They're trying to put out the word that, hey, Smallville's under attack from the Lazarus Corporation, And the Superman guy here on Earth is here to help us. There's this interesting kind of moment of understanding as we see Superman shaking hands or being told by this dude that, hey, I was the one that turned you in all those years back. You weren't able to live out your full life on the Kent farm, all because of him. So get this interesting moment of understanding from Kal-El. So yeah, man, we're getting like shades of the Superman that we know and love in this series from Jason Aaron, but the awesome artwork from Rafa Sandoval. It's probably the best looking Superman title on stands right now. It's really cool stuff. You guys gotta be reading it. Really good stuff there. If you're waiting for trades, I get it, but man, the single issues are so good. Assorted Crisis Events issue number 6. This was a really good one, dude, from Hassan Otsman, Alehu on the lettering. We get Dennis Camp on the writing, Eric Zawadzki on the art, and then Jordan Baylor on the colors. It's excellent stuff, man. So the story is all about this man and this woman. They're married. They've been married for a really long time, but the man is suffering from temporal timey-wimey stuff, right? So he can shoot into a child, and then he'll shoot up to an old man with pancreatic cancer, right? So he's going through his life just like, wicked fast, like Benjamin Button disease, but like at the drop of a hat. He could be a young kid, he's back to his adult self, he's back to an old man, like he's just flipping back and forth all the time. So this is a story about how hard it is for this woman to kind of take care of her husband, someone she really loves, but when he's going through this, it's obviously really hard for her. As we see here, he's just like wishing for death as an old man. But then in the morning, he shoots back down. He's a little kid. He loves her again, right? So, it's really hard for this woman to deal with a relationship like this. And it's sort of like a metaphor on, caring for a loved one if they're going through some medical events and sort of thing, right? So, yeah, man, just a really, really thoughtful sort of read. Assorted Crisis Events is back. It is my favorite anthology book on stands. Just the sci-fi-ness of it all, I'm really, really enjoying it quite a bit. So definitely check out Assorted Crisis Events. If this sounds interesting to you at all, every single issue, like without a doubt, will make you think, will make you feel. And yeah, this is a great series. I'm so glad I'm sticking with it. Assorted Crisis Events. You got to check out that first trade. I think that's out now. And continue reading it in singles, man. Really good stuff. A couple more issues here. We got Rook Exodus number 8. So I reread Rook this weekend, and it was an awesome read, man, because I wanted to catch up, read issue 7, read issue 8, now that the series is back after a little bit of a hiatus. Rook Exodus is awesome, man. So those that don't know, Rook Exodus is the story about this dude named Rook. He escaped Earth because Earth wasn't doing so hot, global warming and that sort of thing. So this company, Better World, has set up these different colony outposts on these other planets. And since Earth was dying, they said, hey, you could go and live on these other planets. You work for us, and you'll have another chance at a life, right? And the planet that Rook was sent to sort of, devolved into chaos. Everybody started leaving, evacuating the planet, and Rook and a couple of other people stayed, and they're trying to fight for their planet. Earth's no good. We got to make sure that this place is livable. They have these helmets that can control these animals. Really action-packed series so far throughout. And yeah, really cool sci-fi goodness from the people over at Ghost Machine. Let's talk about the Dreadnought War G.I. Joe issue number 13. I also reread a bunch of G.I. Joe to prepare for the Dreadnought War. G.I. Joe is awesome, man. It's my favorite part of the Energon universe. I'm loving it. In this one, it's pretty interesting because the side on Cobra, right? Him and Destro, there's a little bit of a back and forth between them. Who's really going to lead the Cobra organization? We get G.I. Joe, Duke. He's over there trying to do a little bit of a mission on his own. He discovers that, hey, the Dreadnoughts are there or whatever, like Cobra's there. And then a war sort of breaks out between these different factions. So right here you see Cobra getting his hand cut off from the Dreadnought guy. And so it seems like the Cobra and Duke are gonna have to team up a little bit to fight off these Dreadnought guys. So that's interesting, man. A really interesting setup for this next arc of the G.I. Joe universe. I'm loving it though, man. Just that like kind of spy flavor. I think there's not enough spy stuff on stands right now. I think G.I. Joe is really sick. My favorite part of the Energon universe. And I've been saying that for a while, dude. I like all the characters. The awesome artwork from Tom Riley in this one. Josh Williamson just killing it, dude. So check out G.I. Joe. Really good. 2 more issues left, guys. And then we'll get you out of here. Let's talk about Batgirl number 13. Another excellent issue of this awesome Tate Brombal written series. We got Miyazawa on the art still. Excellent stuff, man. Cassandra Cain is still going on her quest. They're going back into the where the Unburied are, this organization that's trying to go after Cassandra Cain. In theory, they killed Cassandra Cain's mom, right? So, but we learn about the Unburied, and kind of everything that Cassandra Cain has been told is a lie. Maybe these people aren't as bad as they've seemed all throughout the series. So, kind of an interesting twist. Maybe the Unburied aren't the bad guys, and Cassandra Cain has been fighting the wrong people possibly. So we'll have to see kind of what's going on with this Batgirl series in the next issue. But I've been loving it all throughout. Batgirl, excellent series. And then last but not least, Birds of Prey number 27. Gotta admit, this wasn't the best issue of the series so far. It's sort of starting to wind down, you know. We got Kelly Thompson writing it. We got the excellent artwork. I think it's really strong from Basri. Basri's got a really cool style. The Birds of Prey are trying to get in contact with this girl who's running this game. They thought she was running it because she's evil, but she's trying to run this game to find like her sister, right? To find something out in the city of Gotham. And the Birds of Prey had found it first, so they're trying to help her out. And then they get into a scuffle with the bad guys of the series. It looks like Ink has possibly switched sides again, so we'll have to see what happens in, I think the last issue of the series is coming up, maybe 2 more or something like that. As we see, her sister getting shot by an arrow. We see Sin with an arrow. We'll have to see how that concludes. But I've been liking this series so far with Birds of Prey. That's what we got. Enough jibba jabbing. I'll get you guys out of here. That's been your weekly comic book reviews. Excellent stuff, man, especially from DC with Night Fight, Batman, Absolute Superman is just excellent. And then you guys got to be reading this. Assorted Christ Events, it's excellent stuff. Timey-wimey anthology series. And then G.I. Joe, dude, killing it. And then Rook Exodus might be the best Ghost Machine book on stands. But that's what we got. Weekly comic book reviews. If you read any of these, let me know what you thought. Thank you guys for watching and read more comics.